Of course, I had to stop at another big thing. Even though I've seen these big things before, it's just compulsory to stop and get a photo with them. So come with me and see what big thing we've got next. It's the Big Apple. Woohoo! How cool is this? Pretty neat, hey? Love it. Awesome Big Apple. Stoked with that. Time for us to get back on the road again. Say goodbye to another Aussie big thing. Let's do it. Alright, Miss Pixie. I'm going to work out how to get out of here. Hopefully that road up there goes back onto the highway. I'm going to hope so. We hope that road goes back onto the highway. Not driving very far today. Just a short drive, about 100 k's. Not even, I don't think. So I've left quite late and had a pretty chill day. So yeah, back on the road. Alrighty, we've just pulled into the free camp at Allora, right next to the toilets. There's plenty of room here and there's beautiful bird sounds. It's in a park, it's lovely, it's peaceful. My whole mind is just gone, because I'm not having to hide from people and feeling stressed. It was just so worth it to come down here just for my own peace of mind. So we're going to have an off-grid night, and I'm about to take Pixie for a walk because she's been a very good girl. Yes, you've been a very good girl. And yeah, I'll put the camera on tomorrow and cruise through town and show you beautiful little Allora. But this is one of my favourite little towns. I did actually live here temporarily for a while, and during the first COVID lockdown I was here in a little B&B cottage, which is absolutely beautiful. So very much got a soft spot for this little town. Oh boy, disaster strikes yet again. Just woken up, well I actually woke up a couple of hours ago, but I've been just chilling and getting ready to go, and we have a disaster. Look at this. Overnight it's constantly dripping coolant from the back of the engine near the transmission. I don't know what's wrong with it. I've just filled it up with water. I've called the mechanic. Luckily, I'm in Allora, in a town where I've been to the mechanic before and I know him. So yeah, sorry, I'm shaking, I'm nervous. My capacity for dealing with stress is just completely eliminated at the moment, and I just really wanted to just have a nice run to go into Brisbane. So I'm really hoping it's something simple and he can fix it for me. But yeah, I got to keep packing, got to keep moving. So too stressed to video much right now, sorry. Warming up the truck. Luckily we've literally got to go round the corner, so that coolant should hold. I tell you, I'm really stressed and I'm really shaky and I'm really anxious. But once again, counting my blessings, what are the odds that I have a mechanical issue in a town where I actually know the mechanic and it's right around the corner? I mean, this could have happened anywhere on the whole journey and it happens to happen here. So I'm really hoping it's something simple, but we'll see how we go. See if this girl will get us there. At least it started, that's a good thing. I've just topped it up with water for now because it's just pouring out so much. I don't want to waste coolant, so it'll get us around the corner. Let's go. Okay, I got Tim from White's Garage checking it out.
Won't be a quick fix.
It's an intake manifold gasket, not a quick fix. Like as in when, how long?
Not today.
Oh, shit. Oh, God. Goodbye, Effie. Thank you so much, White's Garage, for taking care of it. So, we have ordered a complete gasket set from a performance parts place down in Melbourne. They reckon they're going to get it on the way today. They're optimistic that it'll get here by tomorrow. I don't know, we're in the country here, so who knows. Anyway, I've managed to re-regulate myself by looking on the bright side, which is that I happen to break down not just at some random side of the road stop, but in a little town that I actually feel really at home in, that I know this mechanic, he's awesome, they're being so lovely, and they're saying, worst case scenario, we'll have you on the road by Friday because my son's performing at a big festival and I really wanted to go and see him play. That's why I was supposed to go to Brisbane today and pick him up. We were going to spend a few days up the Sunshine Coast on the beach and then go to his festival this weekend. So praying so much that it's fixed in time for that and I can still get to the festival. That's the ideal scenario. I drove the caravan back to the free campsite, unhitched, and drove it back to the mechanic. We just kept pouring water in it just to keep it going. So anyway, now I am right outside Mary Poppins' house. So this is the beautiful Mary Poppins' house. I'll give you a look. Such a beautiful spot. Mary Poppins, there she is. Keep walking along. Come on, Pixie, let's keep going. That's the Mary Poppins house. Isn't it beautiful? The people that own it are so lovely. They've actually told me before that I could camp in their backyard if I needed somewhere to stay, but they're not here at the moment. They've got another house somewhere else. But that's the beautiful Mary Poppins house. Literally one of my favourite houses in the world, and I love the fact that the author of Mary Poppins actually spent some of her childhood here in Allora, and it's in the movie Saving Mr. Banks, I think it's called, which is her father was a banker, so this was an old bank house originally. P.L. Travis, her name was. And if you would have seen this in previous videos, early videos of mine where I'm talking about the Mary Poppins house. Lots of dogs barking around here, but we're going to keep walking. And Wilson Rigby, the painters who painted my caravan for me. So yeah, it's a place that feels like home. One of my many on the road homes. And I've had a cry. I've had a little bit of a meltdown. But I just got onto the phone straight away and started calling all the places that I thought would be able to get me it was hard because the 390 FE engine really isn't, they didn't use them on trucks here in Australia. It's an American thing. But I was able to get onto a performance parts. I called one place All American Auto Parts, and they said try a performance parts specialist because they use them in a lot of performance cars. And I was able to find it and get the whole gasket set because the mechanic suggested that it might be a good idea to do the tappet covers as well, just in case things break when they're opening it all up. So that was $214 including shipping to get it sent up here, which isn't too bad. I have no idea how much the actual repair part's going to cost. Cross that bridge when we come to it. But in the meantime, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that it happened here, and I can actually walk from the mechanic back to the caravan along this beautiful road, along the creek, Derelimpal Creek. I don't know how to say it, but it's some kind of... Anyway, it's on the creek. It's on the creek that the author of Mary Poppins used to swim in as a child. That's pretty special, isn't it? So, I'm going to go back to the caravan. I'm going to have to put the solar panels out because I've been running on the Bluetti, well, since I left Stanthorpe, and haven't been charging it up because I didn't think I had much further to go, and it would keep running the fridge. Now I'm going to need it to last me a couple of days, so it's time to put the panels out. Luckily for me, it's a sunny day. See, this is me trying to look on the bright side, trying to see the silver lining in this very dark cloud. But even the mechanic said, the mechanic that I spoke to my mechanic down at Victoria, told him what's going on, He's like, I said, I think I'm done with this truck. I'm done. And he said, Lisa, this sort of thing happens. Even if you had a brand new car, things still happen and it still can be just as expensive. So anyway, you know I love my truck, but every now and then I tell people it's the best relationship I've ever had. Certainly the longest one. But like any good relationship, we have our issues. Sometimes it shits me and frustrates me, but that's life, right? So come and pick. Listen to the birds, aren't they beautiful? We're in a beautiful spot, so it's going to be okay. We're in this beautiful park, and even though there's a bit of tree chopping happening at the moment, it's still a beautiful place to be. Back to my little caravan home. Make use of some of that sun, get these panels cranked up and chill a bit. Okay, moment of truth. Is this working? It's bringing in 348 watts at the moment. That is good. We're on 54% and it's 9:30 a.m. See how it goes. The only thing I've got plugged into it at the moment is the fridge, and I found that if I plug the fridge directly into the Bluetti rather than through the circuit of the whole caravan, it's more efficient that way. It doesn't use as much power. So the circuit is great if I want to have the lights on and, you know, use the cooktop or the microwave or whatever. I turn the circuit on temporarily just to use those, but this is definitely, plugging it straight into it is way more efficient. Actually, while I was in Sydney, I bought these 10-meter extension cables from Bluetti, so that I can, if I'm in the shade, I can run the panels further away. But at the moment, I'm fine just going straight out the door. It's pretty much running straight out the door, and the panels are there, getting full sun, which is kind of nice. And if that changes, I'll put the extensions on. It's 1:30 in the afternoon and we're already up to 88%, so I'm not super worried. That's more than enough. And I've already used the microwave to cook my eggs, and I'm charging one of my phones at the moment as well. So yeah, it's doing good. I've just had to put the extension leads onto the solar panels because we were starting to be in the shade, so I've moved them out with the extension leads on it, and we're still getting 327 watts of power with a 10-meter extension lead, so that's pretty awesome. Well and truly enough for me to get through probably the next couple of days, really. But I'll put them out again tomorrow because it looks like we're going to be here for a little while. And this is why I don't like paying for caravan parks in advance, because things like this happen, you know. It's always when I've paid in advance for somewhere. I told them that at Stanthorpe, like they were hassling me to pay, and I said, look, I'm not going to pay until I know I'm going to be there. So I literally didn't pay for that until I left Gyra, knowing that, you know, I was definitely going to make it the next 200 kilometers. But unfortunately, I had intended to pick up my son from Brisbane, and we were going to spend 3 days up at Maroochydore because his girlfriend's flying into Sunshine Coast Airport, which is at Maroochydore tomorrow night. And so I thought it'd be nice to have a few days with the kids by the beach before the next thing. And I paid in advance for that. It was quite expensive, $200. And now the truck's broken down and they don't give you your money back. Like, if you cancel within a certain amount of time, sometimes you get your money back, but not the day that you were supposed to be there. So I've just lost $200 unfortunately, and gained a big expense on this repair job, so yay. Thankfully though, again, counting my blessings where I can, a really nice guy at the Vintage Caravan Nationals actually came up to me the other day and said he wanted to give me a donation for my busking. He said, I thought you'd be busking, and he knew what had happened. I mean, everyone pretty much knew what had happened and were feeling a little bit sorry for me, I guess. And he said he'd seen a few of my videos and he could relate to my struggles, and he gave me a really, really generous donation. So I'm not going to name him, but if he's watching this, thank you so much. You've been an absolute lifesaver in this instance. I mean, who could have known down the road that this was going to happen? Again, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm just so glad that I decided, I'd paid at Stanthorpe up until Tuesday. I'd paid all of that, and I thought, well, if I sit inside here in my caravan hiding and feeling uncomfortable, what's the point of being here? I may as well come to Allora, and I knew there was a good free camp here. It's a town that I love and I like, and I feel comfortable here. I feel peaceful here. So I made that decision to leave Stanthorpe early and come here. And imagine that. Imagine if today was the day I was going to drive all the way to Brisbane. This could have happened anywhere, but it all came together. I swear angels look after me. Seriously, thank God for my sudden change to just decide to come here instead of staying in Stanthorpe, because I'd already paid for it. I figured, well, if I'm going to a free camp, doesn't matter if I've already paid for a campsite. The main thing is my peace of mind was more important, and I knew I would have it here. And as it turns out, yeah, thank you God. God and the angels, and just truly looking after me, really looking after me. All my prayers do not go unanswered, and yeah, I'm so thankful. Day 2, completely off grid. I've had the solar panels out all day, and we've pretty much lost all the sun we can get in this position at the moment, and it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which is a shame. We can't get the last of it, but there's too many trees, so even with the 10-meter extension cable out, but I got up to 97% or 95% it is. 95%. It's bringing in a little trickle now, but I'll show you where the panels are now. They're all the way over there with the full 10-meter extension lead pretty much at its capacity, and because of all these trees here, which are beautiful, but we don't get the last of the afternoon sun here, unfortunately. But it is a very pretty spot, so I'm not complaining. But yeah, we got pretty much a full battery. I'm happy with that. Good morning, beautiful humans. It was our third night, last night, here at the Allora rest area. But the parts for the truck, I was tracking them online. They did arrive yesterday at 2 o'clock, so no doubt the mechanic is working on my truck as we speak, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm out of here by tomorrow, because that's when I need to go to this festival and see my boy. So yeah, hoping it all goes well, but it's really nice here. It's very, very windy today, so I'm just going to chill in here for a while. I've got the solar panels out, and I prefer to sort of stay close to the caravan when that's happening, when I'm charging up. I've pretty much been able to charge from about 8:30 in the morning till about 3:30 in the afternoon, and that seems to be more than enough to keep us going consistently with my cooking and boiling the kettle every now and then. So that's working really well. I'm feeling okay. I'm getting this opportunity to rest, and I'm not panicking, I'm not stressing, because I'm in the right place, and yeah, it's just everything else is going to work out. I've got to remind myself sometimes that everything works out, even when it feels scary. Sometimes everything always works out, so it'll all work out. But yeah, I've been thinking while I'm sitting here, and all the caravans leave, like the overnighters are gone by 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm here by myself for most of the day until they trickle in again in the afternoon. And I should really be playing my saxophone and practicing some new songs, but unfortunately that incident at Stanthorpe has kind of, I don't know, just left a bad taste in my mouth as far as the joy that I feel from playing my music. It's diminishing every time somebody picks on me because of it. So that's something I think to myself, oh, it takes an effort to even put the saxophone together, get the music stand out, and get everything ready to play, and it's the association is now there with being a traumatizing experience. So that's sad. Yeah, anyway, it is what it is, Look, I know I'm not the best saxophone player in the world, but random strangers seem to appreciate it. Pro musicians would spot it a mile away that I'm not that great, but You know, I really only started doing it because it was during COVID lockdown that I really took the saxophone back up, and it was for my own entertainment and pleasure, and it kept my brain occupied, learning a new song all the time and working out how it goes, and then just the joy of being able to use my saxophone like a voice and sing along. The beautiful place that it takes me in my mind. I get quite lost in music. I've always been really into music of all kinds, and the emotional response that it brings you, and the beautiful feeling of sound waves flowing over your body. It's magic, you know. So yeah, I guess kind of like the caravan scene. I mean, I've started with vintage caravanning, and I turned it into a business, and then it nearly killed me and made me very ill. So there was kind of this feeling when I first got back into this caravan and of hiding from the world, because it was like, I need to remember why I did this in the first place. What was it about caravanning that I loved, and what was it that made me happy before it became a stressful business? And that's kind of where I'm at with the saxophone at the moment. I'm feeling like trying to use it as a way to make money seemed like a good idea at the time, but now I'm starting to realize that the stress of that is almost becoming too much for me too now. So I'm probably going to go back to just playing for myself eventually when I get over this initial hurt phase. And if I'm in a place where I don't feel like I'm going to annoy anybody, it's pretty hard to turn a saxophone down. You know, I do play as quietly as I can, and I wrap the scarf around the bell, and you know, I do have one of those things that you put inside to muffle it. It never sounds quite as good with all those, you know, things, but I'm so conscious of the fact that, you know, people think of buskers and it's usually a guy and an acoustic guitar singing songs. That's the majority. And there I am, you know, an old chick out there with a saxophone. Like, who am I fooling, you know? Yeah, I'm going to have to come up with another way to make a little bit of extra money, because I just don't know that my confidence can take any more hits from this saxophone busking stuff. And yeah, so I'm kind of in recovery mode from that at the moment, and it's suiting me quite well to be sitting here quietly by myself and not interacting with people at all. You know, I will walk into town at some stage later this afternoon, and because I've run out of food, so I need to go get some groceries. And but you know, there's no social interaction happening at the moment. I've had a couple of really nice phone calls with friends, and you know, keeping connected that way. I've been trying to upload a video to YouTube, and it's literally taken 2 whole days, and then it just stops at a certain point and won't upload. And then I finally got to upload it last night, and it said it got a copyright claim from the music, which I had gotten from a place that said it was copyright free music. So I don't know how that works. So I had to delete it. After spending 2 days uploading it, I had to delete that video and re-edit it with different music on it. It was only like a tiny section of the video too. And now I'm just like, I can't even be bothered. I've used up all my data on that phone to upload all that video footage, and yeah, I'm just going to have to wait now until I'm somewhere a bit more reliable internet, and I know that I can upload it. Usually it's like half an hour it takes, and this one's been taking 2 days. So having no internet around is kind of been good for me, because I'm just having to you know, sit and chill and sit out there in the sun and get some vitamin D and take Pixie for big walks and have other ways to occupy my mind rather than sitting on the internet scrolling through, you know, Instagram and YouTube and things like that. There is enough data at night for me to hotspot to my tablet and watch a bit of Netflix, so that's been good. But at the moment, because, you know, I'm not really focusing on the internet, I'm not really doing much during the day, I'm up as soon as the sun comes up, which is pretty much what happens when especially when you're relying on solar power. I've found this kind of nice thing happens when you're off grid, that you you get up with the sun because you're excited to get the solar panels going, you know, and recharge your batteries, and at the same time you're getting that beautiful sunrise light in your eyes. And then once the sun goes down, that's pretty much it. I fold the panels, bring them inside, and I'm pretty much ready to put my pajamas on and go to bed. Just, you know, watch Netflix for a little bit, but going to bed really early, going to sleep early, getting up early. And yeah, just I know that when I have a meltdown like that, the whole kind of emotional dysregulation that happens, it really does frazzle your nerves, and your whole nervous system becomes a little bit tense and jumpy and anxious. So there's quite a bit of, you know, effort I have to go into to get myself back to, first of all, back down to a non-panic state, and then to recover from that energy exertion that goes into having a you know, panic meltdown like I did at Stanthorpe. So yeah, the goal is to be fully re-regulated and happy and back to my bouncy self by the time I go to this festival. And I know that being around the kids, their beautiful energy, it's just, you know, it's so funny because I just feel more comfortable around their energy than I did around the older people that were at the vintage caravan scene. Yeah, younger people appreciate me more. Old people don't like me. I don't know why. And I guess I'm a bit too flamboyant. I'm a little bit like, you know, all the bright colors and the exuberance. It seems to really irritate some people who have lost their joy of living, who've lost their childlike enthusiasm, and I obviously remind them of something that they've lost. I don't really know, but I just know that I definitely feel more comfortable around more youthful energy. And there's such a beautiful crowd. My son's crowd are just so loving and so accepting of me. I'm never made to feel like I'm too old. I'm never made to feel like I'm annoying. They're just beautiful, loving, accepting people. So I'm really looking forward to having that kind of energy around me. I'm sure that'll lift my spirits considerably. But yeah, just another update. I haven't really been doing a lot of video of my experience here because nothing much has been really happening. It's just been me and Pixie chilling here. Weather's beautiful. It's not too cold. It's not too hot. So it's been great because I haven't really needed the rooftop aircon or heater, which I can't really run on the Blue Eddy anyway. So yeah, if you're ever going to be stuck off grid because your car's broken down, it's a great time of year to do it, and it's a great spot to do it. Alrighty, let's go and see how we're doing. Howdy howdy. This is their cool garage. Look at all the cool stuff. See? This is the right place. Now give me some good news.
It's not leaking.
It's not leaking! Is it fixed? Is it done?
Oh, he's got to test drive it.
Okay, so good news, it's fixed, and he just needs to wait a little bit. He said about an hour because they want to take it for a quick test drive, make sure it's all good and all the levels are all good, and which is perfect because I was just going to go for a walk down the main street and show you the main street of town before I hitch up again. Beautiful Allora. It's pretty cute. Just a little town, little country town, just the way I like it. Beautiful trees. We got the famous Allora butchery over there, which I will be visiting on my way back down the other side. Got the cute little Allora post office. Very sweet. And we've got the Allora Advertiser, which is the local newspaper. Tells you what's going on in town. Allora Veterinary Clinic. You've been there, Pixie, haven't you? Really good op shop here. Salvation Army op shop. tyre shop. Oh, it's not a tyre shop anymore. It's a Western. Oh, just as well I didn't know that was there. I would have gotten sucked into that. That looks pretty cool. Used to be a tyre shop. Not anymore. Got a few little cafes and boutiques over there. Medical centre here. Hardware. This is kind of the newest building in the whole place, the medical centre. Over here we've got pharmacy and the awesome railway hotel pub. Another mechanic here. And I love this building up the end here. This is another bank. It was a pretty thriving little town back in the day. Had a few banks. The Commercial Banking Company of Sydney, it says. And now it's a dentist's office, or it was last time I was here anyway. And the IGA over there, and there's the railway hotel. We are going to the IGA to get some, come on Pixie, let's go, to get some provisions, because we've run out. So, just a last minute tweak to my accelerator cable, because it was sort of a bit lower than it used to be, so they're just tightening that up for me. And Tim has given me a White's Garage sweatshirt to wear, which I'm pretty stoked about. I'll just have to show you what the back looks like. See my cool sweatshirt, and look at the back. I'm so cool now. I'm one of the crew now. I love it.